Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Remember When podcast. We have the absolute privilege today of being joined by Mariafe Artacho del Solar.
Nailed it. Yeah. Good job. Guys, we've been practicing this for the last 2 minutes.
I was pretty nervous about saying it, but it's all right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We've just watched you kill it at the Olympics for the last couple of weeks, so it's really, really good to get you in and have a chat with you.
See me live.
Yeah. I just want to ask straight away, like, how have you transitioned back into normal life? Like, it'd be pretty hectic just being, I guess, involved in absolutely everything. Everything's go at the Olympics.
Such a high.
Yeah, and then just come back to normal life.
Yeah. It's not easy. Yeah, it's definitely not easy. And this is my third time doing it after my third Olympics, and it never gets easier. It's a very foreign feeling where you have been told what to do, where to be, like such a strict routine for so long, like literally so many years.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you do nothing. Like you don't have anywhere to be, anything to do. So it's a very, very strange feeling. Yeah. But I guess you just got to be okay with it and give yourself time, because it's always a really hectic time that goes into it prior to an Olympics. So as weird as it also is, kind of not having anything to do and not going to, like, no training happening, it is important to kind of give yourself time to just relax and switch off and let your mind, more than anything, just rest.
Yeah, and I feel like, because obviously you're so committed to your sport and at the highest level, you'd always be thinking, if you're laying there doing nothing, you're always thinking, oh shit, I got to be training, or I got to be doing this.
100%. And you got
that's the hardest thing.
You almost feel guilty not moving or not doing anything. So I'm like, okay, like, should I be going to the gym? Should I be training? Like, should I be moving my body? But that's when you kind of have to, like, no, it's okay to just, like, do nothing. Like, it's completely okay. You've done so much for so long that it's okay not to do anything.
And I can't even imagine what the training schedule would be like pre-Olympics especially. I just wanted to ask as well, I was thinking about it when I was driving here actually, how early did you go over to Paris? Because I was thinking, obviously, everywhere has different conditions, and I'm not like an expert in beach volleyball, but I know just from playing other sports that every ground is different, so you got to get used to the conditions. So how early do you go over there?
So we were already in Europe for like the last 5 weeks before Paris, competing and training. But we went to Paris a week before our first game. Yeah. And like you said, it's important just to adjust to the environment. Every event, every tournament is different sand, different wind, different conditions. So it's important to adjust. But I think also just because it is the Olympics, it is important to kind of get there with a little bit more time and just kind of soak it all up, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
You know, check out the village, check out everything, because you're so excited too, like you're in such a high. So it's important to kind of use that day or two to just soak it all up, do everything you need to do, and then like, okay, I'm here now and focus.
Yeah. So you guys were, because I know some sports don't stay in the village, but you guys were in the village.
We're not that famous. If you're like really, really famous, then you don't stay in the village. But no, we stayed in the village. Yeah, we enjoy it. I mean, it's fun to kind of just get in, like, involved with the whole Australian team.
Yeah, 100%. It'd be hectic.
Yeah, just soak it all up, like I said, and be a part. Because the Olympics is also like, it's a whole experience, and I think that is a part of it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, we've stayed in Rio. We didn't actually stay in the village, but that was just because the village was actually so far away from our venue. Yeah. So logistically, just didn't make sense. So we stayed in it was still like a AOC hotel near Copacabana, so it was near our venue. And then the last 3 days of the Olympics, we went to the village to experience it all. Yeah.
It just sounds so cool. I can't even imagine going to the Olympics. I'm so keen for when it comes to Australia. Yeah. Get to go and watch. And
it'll be amazing.
But yeah, I want to take it like back to the start before any of the Olympics. I know you grew up in Peru. Yeah. And you moved here when you're 11. How did you pick up volleyball in Peru or in Australia?
No, in Peru. So in Peru, volleyball is like a very popular sport for girls.
Really?
It's very similar to netball here, where you start really young. And my sister also played volleyball, so I guess just being the young sister, you would just follow your sister everywhere she went and follow her footsteps. So I would go to all her trainings and competitions. So I think that's why I guess I picked it up at a really young age. I was 3 when I first started like digging the ball against the wall and peppering, which means pass it hit with another person. We call it peppering. And yeah, like, but I was such an active kid. Like, I played all different ball sports. Like, I loved being outside, playing anything. Like, I would never be sitting down watching TV cartoons because I would just get so bored. I had to move around and be outside. So I played all different sports. But I think volleyball was just a little bit more natural to me because I was around it a little bit more.
Yeah. And I feel like the good thing about when you're coming to Australia, at least I'm pretty sure did you speak English before you came? You
didn't speak any English. Zero English.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah.
But at least you have like the sport to connect you, you know what I mean?
100%. So I moved to Sydney when I was 11, and so that was in year 6. So I moved here in December. So I started school in January. And into year 6. So no English. And I found it was a little bit difficult trying, I guess, belong and feel like I was a part of a group, especially because year 6, everyone's kind of already known each other for the whole of primary school. Yeah. So I was like, like, who wants to be friends with me? and then obviously sport, I think, is like an international language, and I feel like it's a great way of being a part of, you know, a community or a team or a part of something that you can get yourself involved with. So that's how I found it way easier to,
just connect,
belong and connect with other people. And then I quickly kind of became a part of the state volleyball community. So I went and trained and did camps, and then...
So you've always just been a gun.
But then I guess that kind of helped. Like, everyone was like, oh, like, you know, you play for New South Wales. And so that always helps, I guess, being at a young age.
Yeah, the thing I've noticed about... I feel like you come, especially in Australia, you watch like the footy, whatever, and if you're versing someone, like, you hate them. But I feel like at the Olympics, it's different. Like, everyone kind of wants to see each other do well.
Yeah.
Even if you don't come first, the people who came behind them are still going up, congratulating them and everything, which is really good.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, it's respect. Like, everyone knows each other. Like I said to you earlier, we play the same teams all year round. Yeah. So, you know each other so well. You know each other's games so well. But you also form this beautiful relationship with these people outside the court. Like, everyone has a huge respect for everyone.
Yeah.
Once you're on court, it's competition and you're obviously trying to win. But then once you step off the court, it's just like, we're all humans. We're all doing this sport we love.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, life is more than sport.
Yeah.
So, like, after we lost the semi-final against Brazil, for example, like, it was upsetting to just miss out, but it was an epic game. Like, it was such an epic game that you almost couldn't be sad about it.
Yeah.
And I went up to the coach and I went up to even the family of the girls after, and I was like, congratulations. Like, that was an epic game.
Yeah.
Like, it was, I'm sure it would have been so good to watch because it was so fun to be playing in it.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the Olympics just comes around, especially in Australia. Everyone's just so engrossed in it. Like, it wasn't... It was on in the middle of the night in Australia, but I know I was still up. I know all my mates were up watching it. Yeah. Everyone's sleep schedule is cooked because of it, but no one wants to miss it.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely like the Olympics brings a lot of people together around the world. Like, I feel like it unites a lot of people around the world, which is what the Olympics is about. Like, which is awesome. Like, it's, you know, you train so hard for so long, and then it's a time where, you know, everyone's watching. Yeah,
100%. If Australia had more than 27 million, the world would be in trouble. How good we do with only that. Like, I think we came 4th overall.
But we have like...
Yeah, it's like America, China, who have like 1 billion, like 800 million, and then it's us with like 28 million. But going from... So you moved to Australia when you were 11. Mm-hmm. At what point were you like, oh, I'm like seriously going like this beach volleyball, like I'm getting really good, I could do something with this?
Yeah, when I was 13, I knew I wanted to do beach volleyball as a career. So when I arrived to Australia when I was 11, I quickly kind of became part of the state teams, and I went to trainings, and then I got invited to go to Adelaide, where the national program was, to take part in a training camp but then that was actually the selection for the under-19 junior world champs.
Oh, yeah.
So I ended up getting selected when I was 13. So
Wow.
I traveled to Poland. And they took us actually to a few countries before to get like a little bit of experience.
Yeah. How was that, like being 13, leaving your family and everything for a while? It probably would have been pretty like...
It was cool. Like it was an awesome opportunity. And I think just because when I was 11, when I left Peru, it was kind of like, it wasn't kind of the first time where I was leaving family.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I grabbed the opportunity with two hands and I was so excited. So we went to Canada first and we got to experience the world tour. Yeah. And that was like, oh, this is cool. Like you get to watch all the teams compete, and the world tour kind of goes from February to say November, sometimes December. Yeah. So it's a pretty long, like, it's kind of like tennis. So you just travel all around the world. And kind of that's why I was like, oh, I want to do this as a career. It's pretty cool.
You have to travel and just do what you love. So
that kind of was like the light bulb moment where I was like, oh, I want to do this as a career.
Yeah. That's cool, I guess, and learn like figuring out at a pretty young age. So I feel like people don't figure it out till they're like at least 16, and they're like, "Oh, I can try this," but you already got 3 years on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was pretty like exposed to, I guess, high performance at a very young age, and even from a very young age, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. Like I was so focused in my sport, and I wanted to go to the Olympics, and I knew kind of like what my path kind of had to look like. Yeah.
What does that path look like in beach volleyball? Is there like different levels?
Yeah, so obviously you start like in state, and then there's always people there watching, and then you get invited to national camps, and then you get to be a part of like what we had back then, a national talent ID program. So you become part of a squad from all around Australia, and then you often come for example, that time was Adelaide where the national program was based, and you do heaps of camps throughout the year, and you get selected or you don't to then compete overseas. So that's kind of like the steps, and then eventually when you hit 18, you either get offered a scholarship. Back then was like an AIS scholarship. Oh, yeah. So you become, like a part of the AIS. Yeah. And you train full time. Oh, yeah. So kind of that's kind of the steps that you take,
Yeah. So your first Olympics was 2016, Rio. How was that? Like, obviously, representing your country is one thing, but then the Olympics is like, would you say it's the pinnacle?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The Olympics is the pinnacle of, every athlete to represent your country at the Olympics. Like, you train so hard. Like, it comes around once every 4 years. Yeah. And that's the opportunity to just show what you got. Yeah.
That were, like, compared to now, say you're before a match, how were your nerves and stuff back then, being younger, first Olympics? Is it any better? Because I know some athletes are really nervous, will vomit before games.
Oh, yeah, I gag a lot before every game. I get so nervous. Yeah, I get so nervous. But I think back then, being so young and kind of no one expected you to kind of do well was a little bit more relieving maybe. So you kind of go into each game being like, the other team kind of has the expectation to win. So you're a bit more free and kind of play your own game. But at the same time, you do want to win. Yeah. So regardless of like the expectation, you still want to win. So I'm sure, I don't remember how I felt, but I'm sure I was nervous. I was excited. I'm sure it was just a mix of different feelings. Yeah. At the same time as kind of making our Olympic debut in the heart of beach volleyball, which was
that would have been crazy.
Yeah. Our first game actually was at midnight, 12 a.m.
Really?
It was prime time. So we played the US team, who was actually seed number 1, I'm pretty sure. Like, one of the players had won 3 gold medals in the previous 3 Olympics, and the other one had won silver and bronze, or I don't know. They were just like a great team. And we were these young 22-year-old girls just qualified to our first Olympics, and it was hectic, but I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, I feel like that's compared to other sports. It's like the Olympics. There's some athletes who are like everyone knows them, like you, for example. Like, everyone knows you. But then there's some younger athletes who have maybe just scraped in, and they're like competing with these people, being like, "Holy shit!" Like, I'm competing with. Yeah. I know I've seen just young, like 16-year-olds versus like Rafael Nadal in tennis and stuff, and it's just the coolest thing to see, because you don't see that in other sports. Like, because say in NRL, everyone's from the same country, so everyone's competing with each other. You're not really going to just compete against the best player in the world when you're still just starting your career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it is different across all sports, but I guess you got to start somewhere and eventually you got to make your way up. So it will get a time where you have to compete against the number one seed to make your way up through the ranks. Yeah,
which is crazy. And then, well, obviously Tokyo was meant to be 2020, but it ended up being 2021.
Yeah.
I remember that Olympics so much, just being in lockdown at home.
Yeah.
And it was mental. I remember you guys killed it. You guys got a silver medal.
Yeah.
And I just remember the whole country being behind you guys, and it was insane.
It was pretty cool. Even though we had no one in Tokyo with us, we definitely felt the love. It was pretty epic.
Yeah. So compared, like, obviously you guys got a silver in Tokyo. What was, like, I guess, the feeling around that? Like, do you still go to Olympics, and even though you might not medal, is it still, like, I guess, doesn't mean more, but is it like, oh shit, we got a silver? Or is it just like, oh, I'm so grateful to be at the Olympics, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, every Olympic cycle is so different. So I guess having that Olympic medal in us was a little bit of I guess we've been here before. We know what we're capable of.
Yeah.
We know, the recipe. We can do it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, not the percentage of athletes who have medals is really, really
it's
small.
crazy. And you guys just missed out this time, which is...
Yeah, we were so close. But, no, I mean, there's so much to it that goes behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and
100%.
what we go through. So, maybe you could say, like, it's maybe a little bit of an advantage. Like I said, you've been here, you know the recipe, you know what you're capable of. But at the same time, like, this year the women's game in beach volleyball has developed so fast and so much that it was anyone's game. Like, there were so many great teams, there were so many competitive teams that could have taken it out that you actually had no idea who could have done it.
I feel like that's the difference now. It's like back however many years ago, it was only like the main countries winning medals. Yeah. But now there's just so many great athletes that you don't know. Someone will just pop out of nowhere.
Literally, yeah. I mean, like tennis, you've got these great young kids just
fishing
up
it.
the top ranks, and which is cool.
Yeah. As a beach volleyballer, or just as a professional athlete in general, what does your day in the life look like when you're at peak training?
For us, it's different every day to every week, but we say, like, in season we do gym.
Yeah. So you do a lot of gym stuff.
We do gym 3 times a week. We do a lot of sand sessions during the week. So we do, what do we do? Maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 sand sessions.
Wow. A week.
And that's including like skill technique as well as conditioning. So different type of sessions.
Because you got to be like conditioned for it, because it's tough.
You got to be able to like back up each rally.
Yeah, and moving on the sand as well, way harder than moving on grass or concrete.
True. And then we know you've got your physio appointments, your video meetings. So there's a lot to it, and other than just gym and sand. Yeah. That goes into it. Psych meetings, and like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
So it's a busy day.
Yeah, it would be. It would be tough.
Yeah.
It'd be putting a lot of strain. Just growing up and even now, do you have any like athletes, or no, they don't have to be beach volleyball, or just people in your life that you kind of look up to? Or
growing up, I just loved Roger Federer. I know it's everyone's person, but I just, since I was like, I don't know, 5 years old, I've just always admired him and loved how he went about.
He's just real professional.
He is so professional and down to earth, and it was just like his energy was, it was just so nice to follow him.
That's what I love about, I feel like now, like it's the last couple of years, athletes have really, because with social media getting bigger and stuff, athletes are really more connected with their fans and down to earth, and just obviously everyone's just people. Yeah. But Roger Federer was a big one in that, and I feel like a lot of all the Aussie athletes are really good, because I feel like in Australia, if you're being a dick, someone will tell you. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, and I think it's really important. Like, at the end of the day, we're all humans first. And I think that's been a big thing in the last couple of years. Like, we are humans first, and then what we do is what we do, know who we are. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's been a big message.
Yeah, 100%. And I know you started your own brand, so
yes.
you got into the business world.
Yeah.
How's that all going?
It's good. It's fun. It's different.
Yeah, it would
so
be.
I've been wanting to do it for so long. I just kind of I was so busy like with training and everything, and I never really quite find the right time. But last December we launched, and yeah, it's been really fun. Like I said, I've never done anything quite like it because my whole life has just been training and volleyball, and everything has just gone into it. But yeah, I've learned so much on the go, and that's what it's been like. It's just kind of been on the go, trying to learn and do it. But yeah, I've had a passion for fashion for so long, and have wanted to start my own thing for so many years. And yeah, I kind of find like I couldn't find. It's mainly loungewear.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just found like I couldn't find what I wanted, so I was like, I'm just gonna make it myself.
Yeah, cool. That's a great idea.
So
because people are probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah, that's cool. And I just wanted to ask about, obviously, like you've got that silver medal. I know you've done insane things in the world of beach volleyball. Just what do you reckon your greatest achievements are, whether it's on the sand or off the sand?
I think really just, I don't know, it probably sounds cliche, but just the person I've become through it all. Like a lot of people say it's about the journey, and it really is about the journey. Like you go through so many up and downs, like lows and highs and lows, that you learn so much about yourself, and yeah, you just develop into this person that without it, almost like you wouldn't have experienced that or become this person without the journey. And yeah, as great as the medals and championships are, like it's not really about that. You know, it's also about what you leave behind, the legacy you leave behind, the impact you have on people. I think that's what is really important for me. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm most proud of, the person I've become through it all, and all the challenges I've had to overcome, because there were so many times where I could have just easily thrown the towel. And do
you have any like stories that like stick out where something was really tough, like an injury maybe, or
I've been pretty lucky, touch wood, with injuries. I mean, I suffered tear my MCL in the middle of World Champs.
Oh, that's
like the third game in, but then I finished a whole event and we got a bronze. So I mean, even that experience teaches you how much you can actually push yourself. How if you know you put your mind to it, like your body can go through it, but it's like your mind will give out first and tell you you can't do it. But
100%.
If you have the right mindset, then you can literally do anything.
And 100%. I feel like that's really good, because I feel like nowadays with everyone's got their phone at the ready hand, they got TikTok. Everyone just wants to have their glory, I guess, straight away.
Yeah.
Having like a setback like that, and having to have that delayed, I guess, gratification or delayed winning is just really good.
Yeah. And you learn so much about yourself too. You're like, oh my God, like I didn't expect I could do that.
Yeah.
And then, next time you face a challenge, you're like, no, I can overcome this because I've already overcome that. Yeah. So it just makes you stronger for it. And you're way better equipped for the next one, because life is, full of up and downs. In order to feel the highs, you need to feel the lows. And in order to feel the lows, you need to feel the highs. So it's like...
Yeah. And I feel like living your type of life as well, obviously your highs are really high, so it would make your lows lower than normal people.
Yeah, I mean, the lows sometimes are fucking low.
Yeah.
Really hard. And like I said, like sometimes you just don't want to... Yeah, you want to throw in the towel because it's hard. But like knowing that, there's a reason why they always come your way. Like I said, they're overcoming them is so rewarding. Yeah, and you 100%. Feel so much better for it.
What does it look like now for your training? When do you start to get back into it, and what's next?
That's a very good question. I don't know. At the moment, like I said, I'm just taking time for myself. Yeah. I'm really just chilling out and doing the things I want to do. No rush. Maybe, it is important because we don't often get time off at all in 4 years, because we're go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is really the only time where we got some downtime. So it is important just to, take at least 2 months just to like chill out.
So are you looking to the next Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, never say never. I've always wanted to go to 5, finish in Brisbane. Yeah. So that's still my goal for sure. Like I'd love to go to LA and finish in Brisbane. But yeah, I mean, it might look a bit different this time round. Not sure. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think LA it'll be crazy. Yeah. Just Americans always take it to that crazy level.
They're a bit extra, aren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, obviously finishing Brisbane will be cool. You obviously live in Brisbane, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, so finishing at home will be pretty special.
Yeah, like I've never witnessed an Olympics at home.
Yeah.
So it'll be insane to see that. I'll definitely get up here and watch that.
Yeah.
I just want to ask as well, what advice would you give to your 11-year-old self that just moved to Australia and is struggling maybe to make friends, to connect with people? What advice would you give to her?
I would tell her to really trust the process and trust the timing.
Yeah.
And to stay really true to yourself, which is one of my biggest values, and I always stay authentic and true to myself. But really stay true to yourself and always believe in yourself. That's really important.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's a really good answer. Yeah. Just back to this, the Olympics is just gone. How did it differ from any of the other ones? Like, it just seemed so, because I guess Paris is like a hot spot just for people in general. Yeah. It just seemed like so go.
Yeah, it was. It honestly was. I came home and I was so fried in every sense, emotionally, physically, mentally. I was so dead. Yeah. It was a pretty hectic 2.5 weeks. Obviously having people there again. Yeah. There was a lot going on, and as much as I loved having my loved ones there, it kind of adds that little bit more to it, like energy wise.
Yeah, like you just get up more for it.
Because they're there, you want to see them, but you know, Paris, like everything's kind of not closed. And everything was shut. So it was not the easiest to try and go and see them or for them to come close to you. So and because of our game times too, it was so late. So every time we would come back to the village, it was like 1 a.m. And then your day would just like be so, like you wake up at midday and it was just so tiring. And that was like most of the time. And your days off, you would want to kind of see your family, but then you'd be like, it was just like draining all of it. So it was pretty intense. But I mean, it was so cool to have them there and like, to get to experience playing in front of the Eiffel Tower with them there.
Yeah, your guys.
We had the best venue.
Yeah, that was the best venue. Eiffel Tower in the background, that was crazy.
It was so magical. It was so beautiful. So beautiful.
And did you? Oh, I wanted to, the opening ceremony. It looked cool, but was it? It was pouring. Was it?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there?
No, I was sick.
Really?
I got COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, well, the rain wouldn't have helped that.
Yeah, so I wasn't allowed to go. But anyway,
no
COVID. One really knew, so maybe.
Yeah, COVID.
Beep that.
No, you were there.
Yeah. But it did pour down. But
well, I saw, LeBron James.
Yes, of course.
So, obviously. There's this funny photo of LeBron James holding like the American flag, and it's just like all the memes about it, like they call him like L'America.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was so cool to see the drink. I mean, they were stacked. The basketball team was stacked.
If they did not win gold, then that would have been the biggest letdown in history.
They were going to win gold.
It's like,
with their eyes closed.
Yeah. Because I was like, obviously I was rooting for Australia, but I was like, there is no way this team can lose. Yeah. That is the best team ever made, probably.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the semi-final and they were down like 13.
They were just taking it easy.
Yeah, and it was like 6 a.m. here and I was just watching it. And then all of a sudden they're just like, okay, we're going to win. Yeah. And then they just start.
They're probably like, okay, we should start playing now.
Yeah, it's crazy. But did you go to any of the other sports? Like go watch?
I didn't see anything. Like I said, it was so hectic. And because of our schedule, it didn't really allow... And
obviously your guys is pretty, because it's a tournament, you're playing all the time. Yeah, it's not one event and then you can just chill.
Our event goes the whole time, and obviously if you make it all the way to the medal matches, you're playing the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty long time.
Yeah,
and
which
you're
is crazy.
seeing everyone like in casual clothes already done, and it's like, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, that's like, that would be the toughest thing, I think, tough. Being in the village and say like the swimmers, they were done in the first week, most of them.
I was so jealous.
And then they were just I know some of them went on holidays and stuff.
Yeah, they were just enjoying
chilling.
Life after the Olympics.
Yeah, the swimmers killed it.
No, they always do.
Yeah. the Aussies just can kill it. Like Kaylee McEwen, she
won everything.
Yeah. But yeah, Aussies just good in the water, I guess. Cause like, even like the Fox sisters in the canoeing, kayaking.
They smashed it. No, it was the best Olympics. The Australian team did the best. Yeah.
Which is crazy. I remember waking up one night.
The girls did better.
Yeah.
The girls did so well.
The girls are the best.
It, yeah.
Like, they just kill it.
Yeah, no, they did well.
They,
We just missed out on taking part in that.
Yeah, no, but
anyway.
You guys still killed it.
Good, yeah.
To get, like, that far. To even get to the Olympics and then to come forward.
Semi-final, like, back-to-back, it's pretty, you know, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
like
to keep that consistency.
Yeah, like, teams play 3-4 Olympics and never kind of make it to 5th. So for us to have made it back-to-back, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's why I think. I also saw, like, did you see the Philippines guy who won gold? Yeah. He got, like, 2 houses and, like...
$1 million. Yeah, some of the Asian countries, like, when you win gold...
It's crazy.
You're sorted.
Yeah, he got, like... 3 colonoscopies for life or something like that.
And it's like you can eat at this chicken shop for the rest of your life.
Like he's set for life. He's never going to...
It's pretty cool.
They should bring that in Australia. Free like...
Imagine though, that would be a lot of people. That's why they don't.
Free Maccas for life or something. Yeah.
That'd be funny.
But yeah, just going on that, do you think that... I just think the thing with the Olympics, I feel like some of those sports should be more... I guess mainstream because everyone loves watching those sport like beach volleyball. It's mad to watch. Even like the kayaking and stuff. Yeah, that everyone loves it. I just don't understand why it's not. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, and we compete all year round.
Yeah, like I can't turn on the TV and see you guys playing.
It
you know
is
what
a
I mean?
shame. Which is, I think, that's why it's not popular here because it's not televised, so we don't have that exposure.
Yeah,
where it's huge all over the world.
Yeah, 100%. Then these are like world sports, but then the more not minority, but the more true to Aussie sports obviously get the air here. Yeah. But then you turn on the TV at the Olympics and some of these sports I don't even know.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's some random sports.
I didn't know there was 3 different types of kayaking.
Yeah, the event. Well, like, cross kayak was the first time.
Yeah. The one where they all 4 of them go at once. Yeah,
that was
off the
hectic,
thing. Yeah,
wasn't
that was
it?
crazy.
It was like you kind of want everyone to go one way so you can go the other way, but then you don't know
where they're gonna go. Yeah, it's just crazy. But I just feel like that these type of sports should get more airtime.
Yeah, I know.
Because you play them at school, but then no one
goes nowhere. Yeah,
no one wants to pursue them because they can't see them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I guess it's good for you growing up in Peru that you could actually see it and be like, this is a career path. Yeah. And it's a really enjoyable sport to watch.
I know, right? It's full of action. It's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, I don't know how I would go at it. I don't think I would go too well.
Tell everyone.
But yeah, thanks so much for hopping on.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed sitting down and chatting to you. And I just wanted just to leave, if you could, do you have any advice for like any young generations of athletes or beach volleyball players coming through?
I think just have a go. It's important to just put yourself out there, push yourself outside the comfort zone because that's where you're going to grow. Always stay true to yourself. Make sure you always believe in yourself and, always make sure you just enjoy the journey and have fun. Yeah, well, everyone go check out the beach volleyball. Go check out Mariafe. I'll link your Instagram in the post and everything. Thanks so much for coming on. Thank you.
Good luck with your next competitions and good luck with just chilling out for a couple months.
Yes, I'll try to chill out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.